Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Investing Bros. Guess what, guys? It's Monday morning, July. What is today? The 17th. Holy cow! This month is getting away from us just like that. July just started, and now we're halfway through. We got a great show lined up for you guys today, though, because we had a lot to look at when it comes to Bitcoin. Some things on the charts are actually showing bearish price action could be coming very, very soon. However, history is saying that we should be seeing a rally happen very soon. Which one will win out in this video? It's a lighter news day, so you will see all three of us investing bros give updated price predictions on what we think is going to happen the rest of this summer and into the fall with Bitcoin. So make sure you don't go anywhere. Also, drop after you guys hear our predictions. Make sure you guys are dropping your predictions in chat as well. I love to see them. More than likely, we're going to be able to interact with you guys a lot more today, again, with a very light news day. We'll do some charts. We'll talk about some news headlines, but we'll also engage with you guys a lot more. So make sure you go ahead and smash that like button. And if you are new here, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel for more YouTube, for more YouTube crypto content. Yes, that's exactly what we do here. Where we cover TA, we cover news, we cover everything you need to know so that you can invest wisely for yourself. You don't have to just listen to other people. You can do this yourself. That's what we're all about here. I'm joined by two fantastic co-hosts this morning, starting off with the Florida man, Mr. T. Shroom. T. Shroom, how you doing this morning?
Well, Tim, I'm doing better than I deserve. I am very well rested, had a great weekend, got to spend a lot of time with Amanda, my girlfriend, and I got to spend a lot of time with one of my favorite video games, Age of Empires. I don't know if anybody let me know in the chat if you guys have played that game. And I'm not talking about the old one. I'm talking about the new one, the 2021 release. So that's what I was doing, along with looking at the charts and thinking about being a winner. Speaking of a winner, love him or hate him, today's quote is coming from Tom Brady. If you'll go to my screen, if you don't believe in yourself, why is anyone else going to believe in you? It's a really good quote.
It's true.
You know, a lot of people don't like Tom Brady. I like him. He's a champion. And he's a champion, and that's a champion Super Bowl winning quote right there as well. So, what do you think of that one, Tim?
Yeah, so I was the one in the camp of not liking Tom Brady. I did not like Tom Brady at all. My personal belief is he is the greatest quarterback of all time with some of the least amount of talent. The arm strength, the athletic ability, it's just not there. But what I will say, I learned to appreciate about the GOAT, Tom Brady. He very well might be the smartest, most competitive quarterback to ever play the game. In the same way, I think you could make the argument Michael Jordan isn't the best athlete or best basketball player of all time, but he was the greatest competitor. He was the greatest basketball player of all time. He is the GOAT. I think you can make a similar argument for Tom Brady. No, he doesn't have the strongest arm. No, he doesn't have the fastest legs. He just wanted to win more than anybody else wanted to win. And that is why he won so many freaking Super Bowls. And that's why he is the GOAT. Not a big fan of him, but I do appreciate greatness. And Tom Brady deserves that. You know, I have a different quote of the day from Michael Scott, the other GOAT, the GOAT of TV. I've been saving this one for a while, and I just, you know what, let's go ahead and release this one. Wikipedia is the best thing ever. Anyone in the world can write anything they want about any subject, so you know that you're getting the best possible information. Prove him wrong. Good. Honestly, sometimes Wikipedia is more reliable than a lot of these news stations. We're also joined by the Texas man, Mr. Army Piper. Piper, how are you doing this morning? Also, what are your thoughts about our two quotes this morning?
Tim, I'm hot. I'm damn hot. I'm super hot. My AC went out last night. I have two of them, thank God, on this house. So one side of the house, which is totally zoned off from the other side of the house, vent-wise, is trying to push air into the warm side of the house, Tim. And I've got fans. I've got like 5 fans going right now. I'm glad that I have a top quality audio system to drown out the sound, the roar of fans that I have going. But yeah, I've got someone coming today to take a look at my AC, and hopefully it's not too expensive. But I'm hot. That's what I am doing. And as far as the quotes today, not a big fan of Tom Brady at all. Well, you know, I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana originally, and you know, Deflate Gate is a thing. So don't like Tom Brady at all. But you know, I do believe in myself. I don't need Tom Brady to tell me to believe in myself. I only need him to tell me to buy crypto from FTX.
Nice. And Piper, Also, I believe your microphone is either distant or we're going on the wrong microphone, or what we got going on here.
Is this better?
I don't know.
Better.
Yeah, this is a little better.
Yeah,
A lot worse.
No,
That's
I just
weird.
switched it. Is that good?
Yeah, okay, when you look up, you definitely sound.
Okay, here I can do it like this.
There we go. That's better. That's good. And
I'll just-
that's good.
I'll just
like
put
the
a
boom mic.
Mic boom down here.
Coming in. There we go. Yeah.
As far as yours, so I am a military man. So I do a lot of research on the intel side. When I used to do that back before I retired. And so look, if you're going to research anything and write papers on it, Wikipedia is not a bad thing. You have to go down though and click on their resources and use that as your source data, not the Wikipedia itself. That's the secret to it. Just go down go down to sources and click the sources and get the actual source from it. So what I use Wikipedia for is a compilation of sources that I can pull from, and without having to go look individually for them all. So that's how you use. That is how you properly use Wikipedia in research. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Teaching today. So.
Yeah, there we go. You learn new things every single day. I wish I'd known that back in college when I was using Wikipedia pretty heavily for those papers, and then just trying to find some other source that said the same thing somewhere else. But
my
anyway, we
beer's coming in too.
Say what? Oh yeah, the beer. Yeah. You're wait, did you get your stuff in yet? Did you get your
today
cream and your
today? It'll be in today, and then I can start putting my little growth oil, my little roller on there. Looks like I'm trying to do some yard work.
Yeah. So, there we go. Well, I don't know if anyone else struggles with this. We're about to get into crypto content. So I shaved my neck this morning. But sometimes I don't always use. I should have used an actual razor to finish it. I just used my electric, my beard trimmer, and I took off neck stuff. But now every time I'm turning my neck, I'm getting how there's technically it's a little bit sticking out, and it's like a hook, and it catches like Velcro, and it's ripping out of my neck. So this has been a very frustrating morning this morning. Every time I turn my head, I'm catching something that's ripping out. That is one of the downsides of not being clean shaven. Sometimes your beard catches things, especially when it's the short beard hairs. It catches things and rips out of your skin, and it's the worst. But we're not here to talk about beards this morning, even though we all love and appreciate them. We're here to talk about some crypto. But before we do that, we do got to get in here and read some of the names here in chat. Got a lot of colors going on. Got a lot of blue, got a lot of green. You love to see it, which, by the way, let me know in chat if you guys would love to see this. Speaking of T-Shroom, when T-Shroom was playing Age of Empires and other things, how would you guys like to see in our membership group? We probably wouldn't put these videos out on just normal YouTube, but behind the scenes from time to time, games behind the scenes, maybe T-Shroom and myself playing chess, maybe Piper, me and T-Shroom playing some poker, maybe even bring in some of you guys and we play some games online and then release those games for the members to watch. Let me know if that is something you guys would love to see. I think it would be pretty hilarious, pretty awesome, but we gotta get high demand for
Tim,
it.
You can play poker on activities in Discord. You can play poker.
My thing is I think we record it and then do something with it so people can see a shorter version of it.
Okay.
They get to see. They should see some of the funniest scenes behind of us trash talking and playing with each other.
Tim, I never trash talk. Never.
Okay, you also never lie. Let's keep going on. A mellow fellow was number first with the blue wrench saying GM and MG. That is good morning and money grab, bros and brosettes. I love the clarification, but to be fair here, everyone's a bro. Doesn't matter what you identify as. It doesn't matter how you were born. Here, you are a bro. That is what we do. Eric Wallen came in second place, saying morning, everybody. Bob right behind him. Mike Play is here. Remington Peralt. Ooh, one of my new favorite names. It's me, Crypto Mario. Love to see it saying what's good world. Crypto JMP is here. Crux of Crypto with the blue wrench is here. CBD Suddy is here. Who else do we have? Ninja Glock, Gia S, OBC, Curtis Rorick. Who else? Mr. J, Justin Eubanks. A lot of the same names here. Yair Navarro is here. Army Piper with the blue wrench and that green badge. What was it? It's been a week now, right? So we have about 3 more weeks, and then a lot of these badges should be turning yellow. It's going to be very interesting. Brian D is here. Joe Nickel, Peter Prevost is here. Let's see a couple more names. Let's get 5 more names and we'll move on. Mike Vollmer is here with that green name. Nancy Croy. That's 2. Let's get 3 more. Elliot Locke is here. Speaking of Elliot Locke and you Gamecocks down there, I told you you're going to lose out on that recruit. You can't beat the Hokies. Just because you got the son of the GOAT doesn't mean you can be the Hokies, Elliot. Sorry. Doesn't mean it. So you're going to have to deal with that. Let's keep moving on here. Eric Wallen is here, and we'll get 2 more. Crypto Sec guy with the blue wrench and the green badge there. And the last one of the day, Brakoshi Notanero. Welcome, everybody. If I didn't read your name, it's not because I don't love you. And I know there's a lot of people I did not get to read your name today. I love you. It's just time to go ahead and move on into the content, starting off with Piper's economic outlook for the morning. Piper, what we got?
All right, Tim, here we go. This week, a lot of nothing again. Hey, last week we had the big news come out last week, right? That we had the PCE last week, and then so the next one is going to be next week when we actually get the actual interest rate hike from the Fed. This week, though, we are looking at let's see here. Nothing for today. New York Empire State Manufacturing Index, not a big deal. We do have retail sales. I do believe that this says it's going to be up. I think that this actually comes in more at the 0.3%. Retail sales has been down a little bit. Looking into Wednesday, we're going to have building permits coming in, letting us know how many buildings are being built because, look, I don't know if you guys ever watch Andre Geek, but he got some really good content, and he was talking about the housing market and what's going on macroeconomically with housing. A lot of people are not wanting to sell their house, but demand for homes has not gone down, and the amount of homes being built cannot keep up with the demand still. And so a lot of times when people are looking to buy a home, there's a lot of homes on the market for sale that are pre-built, like they're older homes, right? No one's selling their home because no one wants to sell their house locked under 3%. And the great majority are locked in that 3% and below range right now on their interest rate for their home loan, the 30-year fixed rate mortgage. So they don't want to sell their home because it's like 7% right now for a fixed rate mortgage. So, yeah. So demand for homes not really coming down. Prices only dropping in places that got pumped and blown up during the COVID crash. Not so much now. And so those are the only places that the prices came down. The rest of the country, not falling. So I want to see how many building permits come in here. I believe this is probably going to beat this 1.49% here. Looking at Thursday, we're going to have initial jobless claims. It's actually looking like it's going to be up by about 5,000 unemployment claims for the week. For the week. And then that's it on this week. Next week, though, guys, the big one, Wednesday, July 26th, right there. Supposed to be at a 5.5% rate hike for our total. So 25 basis point rate hike, giving us a 5.5. Looking at the truflation, up 1/100% here, still sitting below 2.25. And last but not least, liquidations for the past 24 hours. Guys, look, XRP, long liquidations. That is the number one on here is for liquidations in the past 24 hours is XRP. A lot of people thinking it's going to go up, getting these little pullbacks, but it has not been that much of a pullback. And we'll show you that in the charts here in a bit, which means people are going in with heavy leverage. Guys, stop using heavy leverage. Stop using heavy leverage for the love of all that is holy in crypto. Stop using big leverage. That's what I got, Tim. Kicking it back over to you for FOMC, man.
To be fair, that's not really that those liquidations are not that severe. I bet you the previous 24 hours, so like Saturday, reflecting on what happened on Friday, was probably a little more heavy.
Yeah, it was. It was pretty high. Easy there, man. Easy here. Let me go to bro cam.
I have this drink here, which is delicious, by the way.
What is that?
Is that strawberry watermelon?
It's it's white peach, but I swallowed a weird bubble. Zoa Energy. It looks promising.
Tim.
I had Prime yesterday. I had strawberry watermelon Prime. I had Prime drink, Prime charts, Prime
was
trades.
It delicious?
It was
That
quite good.
energy drink, from my understanding, has been marketed mostly to women in their 20s coming from yoga. So,
Yeah,
Yoga?
Tim,
absolutely. Absolutely.
today is like a Zen charts yoga. We're doing
Yeah, I
yoga
mean,
on the
I
charts.
except for it trying to kill me, it's quite delicious actually, and it does the trick. And it was in the fridge, and it was free. So when you combine all those factors, it's a great drink for
I want
me
to see.
personally.
I want to see Tim. I want to see Tim in all of his masculine glory do the
Mhm.
downward facing dog and go woosah.
You want to see that? I
Well, no, I don't want to see it. I want to see. I want to
Hey,
hear about. I want to see a video of Tim doing yoga so that we can go. This is how Tim centers himself before technical analysis.
I suck at
okay.
yoga. I hate yoga. It's the worst. Give me some weights and I'll do some work, but I hate yoga. Let's move on
I
here
like
though,
yoga.
guys. Let's get over into the FOMC. We got 9 days. 9 days until we get to hear from good old Jerome Powell. And again, not that we expected anything different, but we're sitting at 96% that it's 96% chance he's going to come out and say, guys, we're raising another 25 basis points. Now, again, just for anyone who's new here, he's been saying he wants to do another 2 rate hikes. So one here in July, maybe another in September or November or something. Well, the CME futures is not predicting that to be the case. We did back it up once again. It does look like we'll have a pause after July, and the next time that they're expecting a rate decrease is now back to March. You guys know last week on Friday we were talking about this actually got moved all the way to January, but now we're back 41% saying we're going to stay in January, paused at 525 to 550. So again, whole lot can still play out, but the reason we cover this again is because markets move and trade based off of what the expectation is for months out. I don't know if the market really moves that much for what the expectation is in December of 2024. So that's why we never go that far out. But we're kind of sitting in the spot now. We're less than 6 months away from the year 2024. So that's why we're starting to look at some of those predictions on those dates. And that is exactly why. Let's move on to our Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index. Starting off with our Bitcoin our Fear and Greed Index sponsor of the day. It's I Trust Capital, guys. I Trust Capital, by the way, I heard, again, we're not actually sponsored by I Trust Capital. I just need to say that probably for clarification and truthfulness. It is a good company. I do have an iTrust Capital account. I don't know why we don't have them as at least an affiliate link, if not a sponsor. But I did hear from a little birdie that they were the first of all the exchanges that did not hold XRP to relist XRP. In fact, I think someone was telling me they did it well before, like here this last week. Like they did it a couple weeks ago. Either way, I like iTrust Capital. Can you trust iTrust Capital? Well, I trust iTrust Capital. You decide for yourself. Moving on,
How
though,
much
into the
wood would a
Bitcoin Fear
woodchuck chuck?
Ingredient Index. Say what?
How much wood would a
How much
woodchuck
wood could
chuck?
a woodchuck? How much trust could I trust if I Trust Capital was your holding of your Bitcoin? That's the real question here. All right, Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index sitting at 54, actually back in neutral. And here's the thing, guys, we're going to talk a lot about this. Get into this concept here. Is Bitcoin about to go down? Is Bitcoin about to go up? We just scrolling the internet this morning. It's a very mixed place. You got your bulls still saying that we're moving to the upside and the bull market is here. You got your bears saying we're about to finish a Bart Simpson pattern and head back down to 25.2. I'm looking at the charts. Guys, there's cases for things to move to the downside, but there's also cases to move to the upside. This is one of those classic TA days. It could go up, could go down. Now, before you get pissed off, because a lot of people hate that expression. That expression is one of the greatest expressions as a technical analyst that you need to fully understand and prepare yourself. That will make you the most money because you can have a conviction, you can have a thought that the price is going to move one way, but when you are ready and you have a plan set for it, it could go up and it could go down. I have a plan. If the price starts to move up, this is my buy spot. If the price starts to move down, this is my sell spot. That could either make you or save you millions of dollars depending on what you end up doing. So you need to learn not to run away and get mad when you hear that expression, but rather say, man, that is a good moneymaker. And today, That is one of the truest expressions we could say. Let's go over here and go to the Bitcoin chart. Why am I out on the 3 daily chart? Probably because we're going to go over there and look at stuff over there. Let's go down all the way to the daily chart. Guys, after a very exciting release of news last week with XRP, yeah, Bitcoin trickled behind, but quietly it had broken out of and actually even closed a daily candle above our yellow box right here. You guys know this has been a boring zone that Bitcoin has been trading in since back in June, back on the 22nd of June, actually. So weeks within this boring trading channel. And I've told you guys, I want to see multiple candles close above it. Let's actually see. Did we get multiple candles? Technically, although we started on our way back down. We had multiple candles on the 4-hour chart close above it, but we could not hold it. We broke back down and then started a very quick descent. After falling in and rejecting on the rejection level once again, we fell back down almost perfectly to the bottom, the support level of this golden section. So it's going to be interesting to see what Bitcoin does. When I was looking at those larger time frames, here's why I was looking at those larger time frames. On this Monday morning, we're going to talk positivity because history does say that Bitcoin should move to the upside. Do the charts say that necessarily? Let's take a look at what's happening over here on the charts. Starting off here with our 3 daily chart. Do we even have this on daily chart? Actually, let me go over here and look. We do have bearish divergence on the daily chart too, but what's kind of scary, guys, is this divergence, this bearish divergence is actually pretty much on almost every single macro chart. You guys are seeing here when we get to the 3 daily chart, it's not just even the divergence. We get a red reversal, which didn't necessarily reverse right there, but we also have recently had a peak seeker. And I'm not saying 100% certainty that this means we have to go down to the downside. What I am saying is you don't treat peak seekers lightly. You don't just ignore them out the boat. If we get some bullish momentum and get some candle body closing above this yellow box, or Piper, yeah, I think Piper named this the T box, the Tim box.
That is the T box.
My golden boxes. So we got to break through the T box if we really want to see this get ignored. But at the moment, you have to respect this blue peak seeker that is matched with some highs here on Bitcoin, as well as the fact that this is technically bearish divergence forming. It goes all the way out. 5 daily chart, we got the bearish divergence forming. Although we have no reversal signals right there, we do have bearish divergence. Let's go out to the weekly chart here. It has not flashed bearish divergence. However, technically speaking, it is showing divergence. Now, I will say, I talked with some people here in the office. The reason I'm not convinced just yet, and this week, the way we close this week is very, very important to me, is yes, technically speaking, we had this one red weekly candle, but the fact that we followed up very quickly with a green one, to me, I think this week is the defining factor. And we just got this started, so let's keep an eye on this. But I want to see what this week does. If we end up closing lower and come back down lower than 30,148, then yes, I do believe we're going to see this weekly bearish divergence play out, and I think we're headed to the downside. But if this turning point could stay green, I think we're in a phase where we're really ignoring the bearish divergence. There is no, it kind of almost even cancels out and says that's not bearish divergence. We're still trending to the upside, so we're not ready to call that a divergence. This week will kind of be the defining factor. Even more reason why this week will be the defining factor is when you go back out to the daily chart and you pull up our Bollinger Bands. You guys are seeing, actually, we kind of spread out here a little bit, but we have some pretty heavy constriction here after a false breakout, and that's why our Bollinger Bands spread out here a little bit. We're back within this tight range. Watch the Bollinger Bands continue to constrict, and this week will be a pretty defining factor. Now, why do I believe that there's a chance we move to the downside? Well, I just showed you on all the major ones when you pull up our oscillators, we're seeing bearish divergence. We're seeing things like peak seekers on the 3 daily chart. These are all things that could send us to the down. What am I doing? Why did I just, you know what? I don't want that line anyway. We're doing a bunch of things that could send us to the downside, in which case this is where this blue line comes in. And this is going to be a pretty heavy conversation throughout the rest of the show, because this blue line is going to have a lot to do with what our future predictions are. I'm not going to give my prediction right here. I'm not going to tell you just yet what I think the rest of the summer and what the rest of the fall looks like for Bitcoin. But I will say, if we move to the downside, I do have a lot of confidence. Like, let's say we were to just plummet right now, I do believe 26.6 could be a strong level of support here coming down to the blue line. realistically, I don't think we're going to drop that fast. There'd have to be a massive catalyst for that to happen. I think more realistically, the question is, do we break down lower at all and start coming back down? Maybe we find support on this former resistance level around 28.5 or so that we had back on the 28th of May. Do we just keep trading sideways between these two Tim bands, as now we're calling them Tim boxes? Let me get my name correct. Do we just continue to trade sideways within these T-box, Tim box, T-box? You guys tell me what it's called. Do we just continue to trade sideways all the way over to the blue line? Do we potentially get a push up at least to this lower level of the large T-box up to 33,700? Maybe do we make a push to 36 and then fall back down to the blue box? There's a lot of different things that could happen here. This is why I'm saying today is a could go up, could go down. Here's where we're going to start get a little bullish here. I told you guys, a lot of things are showing us bearish divergence. A lot of things, 2-day chart, we got a peak seeker. You got to respect these things. We absolutely could go to the downside. However, let's go all the way out to our monthly chart, guys. This is the month of July. Let me actually even change to this chart because this will give us a little bit better information. Julys do not close red that often. And then you guys can see right now, the month of July is red. We got 2 weeks left, which means we have 2 weeks to change the color of this candle. Let's go back and look at a couple other things. First of all, after a lot of red here in 2022, yes, we had some green months in February and in March, but then 3 straight months of a lot of red followed by 2 more. But the month of July was that small relief we had back in 2022, a very rough year for the price of Bitcoin. But July said, let's go green. Let's go back to 2021, where you guys are going to see that was the month that we ended all the bleeding from the FUD of Elon Musk saying that he was selling Bitcoin for environmental purposes. July was the beginning of that new climb to barely set a new all-time high for Bitcoin, but a very, very green month. Let's go back to the year 2020. 2020, July, right here. You guys can see this is kind of where even though we had a hesitation in September, I remember this very clearly, my friends who were in crypto, September was a rough month, even though the candle's not that big. But July kind of really started a lot of momentum coming out of COVID. Yes, we had the immediate knee-jerk reaction back in April, but July, after some boring action, said, nope, it's time to start pressing up and moving to the upside. And sure enough, July ended up being a very bullish month. There was one month back in 2019, and you guys know we compare ourselves to 2019 quite often on this show. This, when you go back in history, is one of the very few times in Bitcoin's existence that we had a red month. Of course, though, it was because we're following some of the most bullish, quick months here of June, May, April. A lot of green coming out of the bottom of 2018, the bear market bottom of 2018, 2019. This is the one opportunity. So is it possible, guys, that we repeat 2019 and have a red month? It is, although I don't think we've rallied high enough really yet to have a good say on where we're repeating 2019. I believe that there's a decent chance history repeats itself and July stays green. We close out green and maybe make a push back up here. Again, this is what I'm watching for. Can we make it above these more minor T-boxes, get up to the more major T-box? If you guys are just joining, I'm so sorry. There's no such thing as a T-box. We made it up. But just what we're calling these boxes. I still think that July has a good chance of repeating itself, but I'm preparing myself one way or the other for it could go up, it could go down. I have a plan put in place. Now, we're going to come back and circle back to Bitcoin here in just a little bit, guys. We're going to talk more about our predictions. Something I want to mention before I throw it over to Piper for some Ethereum TA, and if he wants to touch on XRP as well. Of course, XRP starting last week is the talk of the town. Everyone wants to hear it. I just want to say, guys, 55 cents still in the cards. I still believe this is happening somewhere down the line. It'll come in probably more later when I talk about my Bitcoin price prediction. However, it did almost exactly what I talked about on Friday. Those of you who watched the BitBoy show, I decided, you know what? Let me embrace the hatred. Everyone wants me to come up here and say that XRP is going to new all-time highs by the end of the week. And I said, no, I'm going to be realistic here. I told you guys, yes, was I surprised by the news of Judge Torres and the relisting of all the exchanges? Yes, I was surprised. But after letting the dust settle, look at this perfectly on when I'm looking at my Fibonacci levels that I drew. I got to come back out to the daily chart just to show you where I'm anchoring and showing everything. We're going back to the highs we had in November, seeing that's the highs that most crypto had, and we go all the way down to the bear market bottom. Look at how perfect, when we come down here to the 4-hour chart, look at how perfectly we can see XRP close candle bodies on the 4-hour chart here at the 0.3 or the 0.5 level at 82 cents. I called this on Friday. We were hovering somewhere in this region. I said, guys, even though I think we're going to 55 cents at some point later this summer or fall, watch for that 69, 70-cent region to get pulled back and a bounce to happen between the two. Sure enough, yeah, we actually wicked down to 66 cents, but you'll see the candle bodies closed right at my level, right at that 0.382 level on Fibonacci here at 69 cents. Guys, TA is not that complicated. If you learn how to just read, I put it on Twitter, I think, or somewhere, I comment somewhere. I was like, I don't make the tea, I just read the leaves, right? When you do TA, you don't have to be the most brilliant person in the world. You can look at the levels, you can look at the support, you look at the resistance, you use some common sense when it comes to news, and it's not that hard to call. This was a great opportunity to grab up some more XRP and watch. We're losing this momentum here. I think there's a good chance we make another push up here to this level. I think if bullish narrative comes back in, and even in Bitcoin, I think maybe we make a rebound back up and double top here at the golden pocket. But I do believe until the real bull market is here, I don't believe XRP at this point has the juice and the momentum to go ahead and make it up to higher levels. Wait for the real bull market. XRP will be the leader. That's my prediction at this point. I give it an outside chance to BNB, an outside chance to ADA. Those are ones to watch just because of the suppression they've been under. But the easy pick'ems, if I'm a betting man on what coin in the top 20 has the best bull market, XRP's got to be your leader. The problem is bull market is not here just yet. That's my take. It might have made some of you upset. It might have made some of you happy. Either way, I'm going with it. I'm sticking with it. Piper, I'm throwing it over to you. What are your thoughts about Ethereum? And do you have any other thoughts about these coins I've discussed? And we'll do our price predictions here a little bit later in the show.
Thanks, Tim. I do actually. Let me jump in here and show you. Actually, I'm on the wrong one. There we go. All right, so taking a look at the charts here, guys. I do want to point out something here. One is that we have this. I'm starting with Bitcoin real fast, and I'm going to wrap this up quickly. You can see right here that going from the all-time high, putting a fixed range volume profile on the 3-day chart. What we're fighting with here, value area high. We have touched this previously back here on the 13th of April of this year. And that went down. And you also see that we also had a lot of playback here, which is what created so much volume of sell-off at this point for it to be a value area high. I think the longer that we knock on this, the more likely we're going to see a possibility to break through this and turn it into support. That's the first thing I want to show you. Secondly, if you guys take our free indicator from Chart Prime that we've been using called RSI Primed, and let me open this up. There we go. I put this on Heikinashi, and I got this actually from Gecko. And if you guys don't know who Gecko is, go to YouTube and put in Gecko Prime. And Gecko has a channel over there that he looks at all of these free indicators that we use on Chart Prime. I just dropped his link there in the chat, but go check out Gecko Prime because he put out some very interesting stuff with this RSI. So if you go into the RSI and you put it on the Heikinashi here, you get Heikinashi candles on your RSI chart candlestick patterns here. And you can see that we now have printed a red candle here, guys. This does give indication that we're going to be coming down this nice big candle here. If you go back to the last time we were running into a bull market and take a look, red, down it goes. We printed a red, it did a little pullback. We printed a red, it did a pullback. Typically, guys, when we get these Heikinashis turn into a red candle, we do get that pullback. All-time high. We printed one here. It started to come down. So as of right now, I believe, Tim, you are 100% correct. We will see some type of pullback, just not sure to what level we'll be looking at for that. Let's go ahead and jump over to ETH. Let's go see. Oh, I need to go over here. There. Nope, that's the wrong one. There we go. Jumping into ETH here, guys. You can see the ETH did a pullback on the 4-hour chart to the dynamic reactor, bouncing perfectly on the dynamic reactor, the volume flex reactor, and the trend assistant, all right there in the last 4-hour candle. So we are getting good support here. We are stuck below the 887, but back into platinum pocket. I would say as long as this level holds right here, that everything is still good on Ethereum, coming in at about 1890, 1900-ish. But if we break that, be looking for this very high liquidity order block down here to be bouncing at around 1860. So that's what I would be looking at for there. We did get a peak seeker that printed here prior to us coming down, so it didn't really play out. You can also see that we do have a hidden bullish divergence that's printed there. So this pullback really just because Bitcoin's having some pullback. And so once it starts to move, maybe some of this will play back out. RSI pride is getting a little bit low there. Money flow looks like it's going to flip back up here shortly and do a nice rounded bottom. So that's what I'm seeing for Ethereum. And lastly, XRP, nice quick touch right here on last Friday noon when we hit this 236. This is the Fibonacci coming from the all-time high of November 2021 time period on XRP. And if you go from that Bitcoin peak to the bottom that we had during this bear market crypto winter, that would leave you a 236 right there. I do think that if XRP comes back down, it's probably going to converge on the 236 and this trend assistant right here coming in at right around 68.3 cents. It does look like we are getting some sideways action on the oscillator ribbon for the oscillator pro and could get a bounce off the zero line. Money flow staying pretty decent, honestly. Everything just kind of cooling off in this little trade range that we're hitting right there. So that's what we have above us for resistance at 80 cents. We do have the Delta line. If we break that and we turn that in support, I would be looking for the 382 at 93 cents. And then ultimately, we got this upper trade band right there, that gold line that's going to be bouncing in at about 101. So that's what I got, Tim.
Yeah. So you think we could set a new high on XRP potentially?
Yes, I do. I think that XRP could have a nice little run up as long as it doesn't break that 236 and that trend assistant.
Interesting.
But if Bitcoin's pulling back, obviously we know what that does for everything. So Bitcoin's got to stay up there at that value area high, keep knocking on that door, trying to get it to open. And if that doesn't happen, like I said, I'd be looking for that pullback on Bitcoin. But I do think that we have a lot of support below us. So
yeah, I think people need to remember we're about to go into our market open here with T Shroom 937. But people need to remember, yes, XRP and altcoins had themselves a day this last Thursday. It was awesome. It was great. But that doesn't cancel out the fact that Bitcoin is still king and markets majority of the time move based off of how Bitcoin is moving. So Piper's absolutely right. I think there's a lot that could change based off what Bitcoin decides to do. If Bitcoin decides to climb, we could see alts continue to climb. But if Bitcoin falls, we're going to see alts fall as well. I think either movement, you might see alts outpace the other. Downside means a lot of blood. Upside means a lot of green. Which is going to happen, we'll have to wait and find out. We'll talk more here in just a second. Again, just so you guys know the flow of the show, if you guys want to stick around here, because a lot of you probably came in to see those Bitcoin price predictions, but I'm going to have to leave you here with a little bit of a tease. We're going to do our market open. We'll do some community time. We do have an announcement for you guys today you do not want to miss. We have a couple headlines, nothing major, no real discussion. You just need to know a couple of things that have happened, and then we'll jump in, and the three of us will give you our summer and fall predictions for Bitcoin and potentially some of the other altcoins as well, depending on time. I did really quickly, though, T-Shirt, before you go, want to read a super chat just to say thank you to Crypto Seth, who says, keep up the great work. Thank you so much, Seth. You too. You guys are killing it over there with the Gem Hunters. Make sure you guys go follow them as well. With that said, T-Shroom, go ahead and take us into the market open this morning. What are stocks looking like?
Absolutely, guys. Well, it looks like my mom was in the chat. I don't know if she's stuck around this long. She's not really a chart surfer like we are, but right now, guys, it looks like Tesla's kind of stealing the spotlight. We're going to get to in just a few minutes in the headline section why that is. Cybertruck. But let's go ahead and take a look here. It's got some potential. The market oracle from Chart Prime is saying that Tesla could go up to at least $326 per share. Not today, but that's kind of the next level it's trying to inch up towards. Right now, it's trading at $290 per share. If you wanted to stock up on Tesla, you more than likely have missed your opportunity back on the 11th of July when it kind of came into a low. So I held on to a little bit of mine. I did take some profit, but got about half the weight that I would have liked. So that's that. C'est la vie. We move forward. We think about the future. Taking a look here at the indexes, we're green across the screen other than the Dow, and that is a pretty clear indication that money is moving into risk out of security. Although albeit marginally, as the Dow Jones here is only down 0.03%. Taking a look at energy before we get down into crypto, Natural gas is coming down, and so is oil. Both of those continuing to play along with the CPI, the inflation narrative. Both of these, natural gas and oil, need to continue to come down, need to continue to stay in this range bound that they've been in for quite a while in order for the inflation numbers to continue to print those sub 3.5 figures. So that's going to be really good to continue to see energy come down. Taking a look here at crypto, it's mostly, I guess it's like kind of 50-50 mixed on my screen, at least. Seeing I've got some dominance names up there, but Bitcoin and Ethereum both coming down this morning. Ethereum more than Bitcoin. Binance Coin actually up today, up 0.5% there. Uniswap and Matic actually up more than 1.2% each of those. So as you can see, there's some good movement here on the charts, and there's some not so good movement. Yeah, so definitely looking at a mixed bag here for crypto. Your AI names coming in slightly lower. Lido down 2.3%, excuse me, and Compound actually down the most, down 8%. I will say Compound actually not too bad. Maybe getting into a little bit of a buy position here. It could go lower from here, but the thing is that Compound is actually kind of a name that I like a little bit because it's the lowest market cap crypto that you can buy on Robinhood. And I think in this next bull market, that could play a role. But keep in mind that Robinhood is more than likely going to add more cryptos to its offering there, to its users. But we'll see. We'll see how that all plays out. Metals coming in lower, decidedly lower, with silver coming in down 0.9%, almost a whole percent this morning, and gold down 0.3%. Your mega cap tech stocks clearly is where the money is flowing into today. And that is going to put Tesla in the lead, up 3.4%. Apple not, well, I would say not too far behind, but it is kind of far behind, up 1.3%. So there's definitely something popping off over at Tesla. And if you don't Google it before we get to the headlines, you're going to see and find out with everybody else. There's some pretty exciting news over there. The Cybertruck. So we'll get to that in just a second. NVIDIA also crushing dreams of anybody trying to get back. If anybody trying to get back into that name, NVIDIA dipped down, but now is kind of pumping up to the upside, and you more than likely missed that train. Taking a look here, bonds are mixed. The man, this is so hard to interpret. The 30-year coming up just barely, but overall, you'd have to say that the yields are actually coming down today. So potentially getting some rotation into bonds. Why do I say that? If you're new to bonds, well, the yields actually come down as a reflection of people purchasing bonds, because the yield does not need to go up and entice people into it. So it's a little bit like a Venus flytrap. The prettier it looks, the more flies that are going to come in and become victim to it. And I'll stand by that analogy. But once the Venus flytrap gets filled up with flies, then it closes down and becomes less attractive, right? And then if it starts to digest those flies and it needs more protein or whatever it's getting from the flies, then it's going to open back up and be prettier. And you can kind of associate a correlation between opening up, meaning the interest rates getting higher, and closing, meaning the interest rates get smaller. So hopefully that helped you guys, some of you, understand bonds a little bit more. The Dixie coming up 0.1% this morning. Cannabis across the board is mixed. CGC had a crazy wick this morning. Yeah, it was down 40%, I think, yesterday or Friday. So something crazy going on over there in the cannabis markets. More than likely had to do with that bill in Florida getting shut down. But here we go. Mid-cap stocks also continuing to reflect a rotation into risk, as it's green across the screen there. Coinbase even coming up a little bit. We have a Coinbase story as well. And DraftKings also up 2% there. So that DNA name that I called out last week, Ginkgo Bioworks, also having a nice little move to the upside this morning. All right, your big banks are pretty much mixed, but kind of leaning green. Oil producers coming down as the price of oil does the same. And your crypto miners are actually up pretty markedly this morning. CleanSpark up 2.9%, and Riot up 2.4%. Marathon digital is actually lagging the market down 0.2%, not even really down that much. So as we're seeing Bitcoin continue to trade sideways and slightly down, those crypto miners are saying, hey, come over and buy us. And people are doing that, flooding into it, into those miners this morning. So hopefully you have stacked up on those a little bit more in advance. But they may be, let's take a look here. Yeah, so look, it's not a terrible time maybe to buy into these names if you have a strong conviction. There's been a little bit of a dip in those names, in Riot at least. Let's check out Clean Spark. Yeah, so there, there's an argument to be made for some upside there, but overall, you gotta assume that you may have missed the train and you're gonna wait for a correction on those Bitcoin miners. Well, that's gonna wrap up our market open, guys. Let's go ahead and get into our community section. Let's do it.
Yes, absolutely. Let's go to BroCam here real quick, and we got one major update, and this is not the funnest update in the world, but you guys definitely need to know. Piper, what do you want to say to everybody? This is more for you. Go ahead, take it away.
So I just got to put out that you guys all know that I've been going through some things with my taking care of my stepdad. He's not doing the greatest, and with everything that I have going on in life, I need to take a little hiatus and step away from the space, but not step away from the community. So I'm going to be still around in the Discord and stuff, but this is my last day until an indeterminate amount of time on the show, and yeah, I won't be doing any more content creation until I get some things cleared off the table. Life's getting a little stressful sometimes, and when that happens, sometimes you got to step away and focus on family and self, and that's what I need to do right now. So, but much love to everyone out there. I'll still be around in the Discord. I'll still be trading. I'll still be dropping stuff. Just nothing on the set schedule. So that will be that's the announcement for you guys.
Yeah,
it's sad. And it's hard to say, but
I want people to know. This is not Piper stepping away for forever. It's definitely indefinite, but it's not like a man, crypto sucks. Making
not at all.
videos suck. I hate it. The conversation we had the other day, we just so you guys know, give you a hindsight, and I'm sure behind the scenes in Discord and stuff, Piper will tell all you guys more. He didn't want. T-Shirt and I literally had to convince him, hey man, go do what you need to do. He wanted to stay around even longer. And I said, no, we love you too much to do that to you. And we want you to come back ready, good to go. And you got to do some stuff right now with your dad in your personal life. Go do it. So I want you guys to know how much we love Piper. I know you guys love Piper. Probably no one is as disappointed as Piper himself, but it's also something that just has to happen for now. So with that said, T-Shirt and I talked, we are not going to be able to do the nightly 5 days a week tactical trades, but in the name of Army Piper, T-Shirt and I will still do Tuesdays is the plan. Tuesday nights at 6 p.m. T-Shirt and I will continue the name of tactical trades for Piper. So we'll have it in good hands when he comes back. And that's what we're going to be doing. So.
And you may see me every now and then if I have, a moment of time to drop in as a guest. So,
yes. Yeah, it's just
guest Piper.
with all of the, I mean, just so you guys know, every single morning he has to wake up earlier than us because he's 2 hours behind us. So he has to wake up early every single morning. He's running the production on the show. He goes and guests on 147 other channels every single day. It seems like he's doing that nightly show. He does stuff in Discord. He just needs to take a break from all of that stuff. And it's not because he doesn't love you guys. It's because he's got personal stuff going on, and he'll be back literally as soon as possible, but we just don't know how soon that is. So love you so much, Piper.
For what I'm doing, hopefully it's not too soon.
Yeah, true. True.
So,
that is very true. True. Well, hey guys, we got a super chat here from Eric Wallen. We're about to transition into a very quick stories, and then we're going to make our predictions for you guys. Eric Wallen said, much love. Always be a spot here for you, my friend. Absolutely. 100%. I think that is it for super chats. I want to make sure I didn't miss anything else. But with that said, let's go ahead. T-Shroom. We got a couple headlines. I don't think we have any discussion with those stories. What are just some headlines people need to be aware of this morning in the crypto space?
Yep, we're going to fly through them here, guys, because we want to get to our predictions. But crypto exchange Binance finalizes Bitcoin Lightning Network integration. They're having a lot of congestion in May. They integrated the Lightning Network, and now you can use it. Aave Protocol launches stablecoin GHO on Ethereum mainnet, and there's already 2 million minted coins for that. So that's really exciting. Kathy Woods, ARK Invest, sells another 50 million Coinbase shares, $50 million in Coinbase shares. So Kathy taking some more profit there on Coinbase. I got it pulled up for you. So you can see it's well above those highs from February and from March. China reports second quarterly GDP miss, another record high in youth unemployment. So things maybe not going the best over there in China. Chinese recession potentially on the headlines. Ford cuts price on its electric F-150 Lightning pickup by as much as $10,000. Now, why would they do that? Drum roll, please. It's because of this big headline right here, which is Tesla's first Cybertruck finally rolls off the production line. The well time there, Piper. 2 years late. There he is, Elon.
Thanks.
If you'll remember, they smashed the window. They said it was bulletproof. But here it is, guys. There's the picture of this, I guess, the workers there at the Cybertruck Gigafactory. And there it is, the first Cybertruck coming off the assembly line. And that is why Tesla is up so freaking much this morning. And it has no signs of turning around. That's going to be our headlines, guys. Overall, pretty bullish for crypto. The stock market also has some room to go up as the NASDAQ closes in on its all-time high.
Yeah, we got some more super chats that just came in here a second ago. Matt C, thank you so much. He says, Army Piper, he has the prayer hands in the heart. Praying for you, loving you, Piper. Elliot Locke says, family first, brother. Handle your biz. Elo Brown, I think he meant grace because it says God's gray, but I'm going to say God's grace. God's grace with this mission, you will be missed daily. Absolutely. 100% you will be missed. And it's gonna be hard on me and T Shroom, but we know that you need to do what you need to do. So love you, man.
Much love. And appreciate you guys.
We'll hopefully some days we'll see you in chat. Some days we'll definitely see you in Discord. Maybe you'll still be able to pop in for bro time from time to time. So if you guys want to hear him,
I'm not
the best one.
Yeah, it won't be Ghost, I promise.
Yeah.
You guys are still gonna see me around. I need to free up my scheduled events. So
yes. A commitment to everything that he is committed to over the last couple of months. You just can't be committed and do everything you need to do. So this is going to be, it's sad, but again, we know that you're doing great stuff and don't hurry. Yeah. As you said, don't hurry back. All right, let's go ahead and move in here with predictions, guys. All right. So the question we're kind of even in pre-show this morning, because you guys know that we meet every morning for roughly about an hour before the show goes live. We're like, what are we going to title? What are we going to do the thumbnail? What's the topic of the day? And there was no news. The TA is kind of was doing nothing really. I mean, after a call back on Friday, all weekend, crypto just stayed put. So this kind of had us thinking, and especially with the TA we did earlier. If you didn't watch it, go back and watch it. We're sitting in a spot where there's a lot of things happening that could send Bitcoin to the upside, could send Bitcoin to the downside. So we're going to go ahead and kind of lay out what our predictions are for the rest of this fall. I'll start off. I still believe there's a chance, and I'm not saying this with 100% certainty because I'm looking at that. There is an outside chance that we will never see 25.2 ever again, but I still believe there's a decent chance we will see it again. I think that at some point this fall, we will see a 36K and a 25.2. The question is which one's first. I am going to go with this could change, but I'm going to stick with what I've been saying all along. I believe that Bitcoin is still going to make a push. Again, this week is the deciding detail of this. What this week does will kind of update my prediction next week. But I think Bitcoin makes a push to 36K. I think Bitcoin at least wicks there, if not candle body closes there, and maybe makes a wick closer to 40K. That's the top of my T box you guys saw earlier in TA. But after that, I do believe with flowing news of the economy, flowing news of the stock market, I think there will be a lot of FUD that comes in. There'll be FOMO at the peak. People will sell off, and then FUD will push us down even lower. I believe Bitcoin could revisit 25.2, break that rising blue line that we talked about, break the bullish structure, get a little boring sideways until early, probably mid quarter one of 2024, and where the real bull market will start. But real bull market will start because the institutions who have been getting ready, because they're finally ready to invest in crypto, they'll be able to acquire good prices on Bitcoin, all the while retail investors are freaked out thinking, man, this is going to be a rough year again. The bull market's not ready. That's how these things go. So my prediction is still Bitcoin at 36, then to 25.2, then boring bouncing until the price is really ready, maybe February or March of 2024. And then we start our push. And I'm not going to predict out the rest of 2024. My prediction for the rest of 2023 is 36, then 25. That's my prediction. Let me know in chat if you agree. I want to go next to T Shroom, and we'll finish up with Piper. T Shroom, what's your predictions? What's the price action doing this summer and fall for Bitcoin?
Yeah. Well, so I think that I have not a whole lot of reasons to kind of deviate from your prediction there, Tim. Going up and then coming down before we go into 2024 is really, it makes a lot of sense. I think a test higher from here makes a lot of sense because we'll be getting some more. I mean, you see it in the news every single day. We don't report on it every single day, but you do see in the news across on CoinDesk and on Decrypt, this Bitcoin spot ETF story. It's not going away. And it looks like the establishment financial industry is pro Bitcoin at this point, and it's definitely trending in that direction. So there's not really a whole lot of those players that were behind the scenes kind of pulling the FUD strings. There's a lot less of them now. They're still there, but that camp is getting smaller and smaller. So I think that there's going to be more upside, right? But there's still banks at the end of the day, and they want a low entry point. So I think that there's going to be some upside. And what happens when there's upside, guys? There's exit liquidity, right? And so those banks are going to take their profits. And by banks, I mean a large swath of institutional and sophisticated retail investors take their profits up there in the high 30s, 34, 35, 36. I don't think they're still in, right? But then it comes down because there's just a dramatic drop off of volume. And we probably see some of those numbers that Tim was talking about around 25. So am I just blindly agreeing with Tim? No, I think that there's a lot, and I tried to add some of the things he did say there with my prediction. But I think by 2024, we're in a nice place where you could have gotten some good Bitcoin on discount, and I'll let Piper go ahead and go from there.
I would say the one thing you didn't do and give us, so I want to get it from you. Give me a number for the top, give me a number for the bottom, and that'll conclude your prediction.
All right, so the top I'll say 34. And then for the bottom, I'll say 27, 2. 27.
So you're sandwiched inside. All right, interesting.
Yeah. Am I writing these down? Or are you writing these down?
I will write them down.
Okay,
Piper,
you got it, Tim.
Wrap us out here today. Explain to us what is happening this summer and fall. Let us know. What is Bitcoin going to do?
Bitcoin, based on my Fibonacci channel, I think that by the end of the year, Bitcoin has topped out at about $50,000. That would be right on the golden pocket. I see, I can see the 25.2, but I'm actually going to lean more towards 27K for the lower level there, Tim. That's where the dynamic reactor is sitting at on the 3-day chart. So that's what I'm going to go with for support, 27K, and the top 50K off of the golden pocket on the Fib channels. And then also I get to address my final day on the show, our resident hater, Jack Meoffer, who said that I finally have to go get a job. No, bro. I actually clear about 15K a month sitting here talking to you and dealing with you in the chat. So after taxes. So no, I don't ever have to work again. I learned how to look forward, apply myself with a plan on 5-year plans, building on top of 5-year plans. And I've gotten myself to where I'll never have to do another JOB again. So thank you though, for all the hatred and the algorithm on YouTube. Much love.
Oh, Jack Meoffer. You guys know everyone has a different opinion. Yeah, clearly, we're not going to sugarcoat it. Jack Meoffer, he literally just comes in here to troll every single day. It cracks me up. When we're worth your time every morning to come in and be a troll, we're doing something right, Jack. So you're welcome. You're welcome. He would actually single day.
He would actually choke on his morning coffee if he saw how much I had invested in crypto too. So,
guys, I will never again. If there's a level, just so people know, if it becomes disrespectful, especially to other people in chat, if it becomes just ridiculously gross and profane, yeah, we will ban people for mass profanity and ultra disrespect with no regard for other people. But if people just want to come in and tell us they think we're boring or they think that we're wrong, or bring it on. We love it.
Bring it on,
You're
baby.
welcome. Do your thing.
This is real life.
Guys, that is all we have for you in this episode. Of course, Piper, we love you. You will be back.
Right.
He'll
Absolutely,
make
brother.
appearances time to time. So this is not goodbye. This is do your thing, Piper. For the rest of you guys, we'll be back tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Make sure you guys are back here. Go ahead and on your way out, hit that like button. We got over 140 people, but only 93 likes. Hit that like button. And if this was your first time here, consider subscribing to our channel where every single day we give you everything you need to know. The news, the TA, we talk about crypto, we talk about stocks so that you can invest for yourself. We're the Investing Bros, the most generous crypto community out here on YouTube. With that said, you guys have a great day.
I love you all. I'll catch you next time.
Trying to make paper, turn that better to cake. Money like Lego, connect the dots that bank. We are investing bros. We are investing bros. Army pipe, lethal on trade. Entries and exits, worthy of praise. Tim, the professor of the TA. Shout it out loud on the PA. T-Shrooms news got the word. Doing better than what he deserves. Beamer, leave no evidence. Soon fly coop with his dividend. Trying to make paper, turn that better to cake. Money like Lego, connect the dots that bank. We are investing bros. We are investing bros.
Investing bros. Investing bros. Investing bros. Investing bros. Investing bros.